So thank you all for your questions. Um, so where shall we begin? So let me just turn on my video. Just in a hotel at the moment, New York. Not at home, but hopefully my Wi-Fi is clear. So a few months ago, you know, I said to Simon, look, it's probably time for your two nephews to go through this treatment. They were 6 and 8, and had a, had Simon take a look at their records, and yep, indeed, they were good candidates for this process. And I also thought, oh, let's number one document this, which we have, and we started. Actually, I'm going to play a little 1 or 2 minute teaser of this uh, process. Let me just see if I can share my video here. So every month, starting, we're still editing the first episode. Each episode will be about 10 minutes. So as we're visiting Dr. Rose in New York. She was a student and a mentee of Simon's a few years ago, and fortunately doesn't live too far from us. We're a little bit outside of New York City, but so really part of the inspiration of putting this 30-day challenge, which you're going to talk a bit about, um, was the fact that I was going to go through this process. It's one thing helping behind the scenes with the logistics and the business side and the marketing for this, dental education, postural orthodontics. It's another thing to actually uh, get involved with the nitty gritty and actually be a patient, you could say. So here's just a little uh, teaser of this journey that Simon's two nephews, my two boys, are going through right now. Simon, can you hear the audio come through? Just want to double check.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's Simon here with our mum and my wife and two boys, Kai and Lee. So we're gonna affectionately call this the Wong Boys, 12 to 18 month early interceptive journey.
Hi, I'm Kian Wong, and today is a big day for my two boys, Kai and Lee, ages 8 and 6.5. We're at Dr. Rose's office for their very first orthodontic appointment. Now, Dr. Rose, over the last few years, she's worked with and has been mentored by my brother, Dr. Simon Wong, who's developed this technique called early interceptive postural orthodontics. Oh, that's my brother, Dr. Wong, the dentist in the family, and me and my two boys. Now, even though Simon's based in Melbourne, Australia, and we're here in New York, we're truly grateful Dr. Rose will be able to guide my boys' orthodontic developments with the same methods that have helped so many kids around the world. In a nutshell, postural orthodontics is all about treating the cause, guiding growth to achieve balanced faces, better airways, and alignment without extractions. How? Through custom-designed expansion appliances for the upper and lower jaws, plus simple oral posture training, what we call GOPex. So come join us on this 12 to 18-month journey as we take you through their first visit and show you the steps we're taking to make sure their smiles, their facial development, and their health are on the right track. Oh, and by the way, as a dentist and parent, if you're wondering whether your child is still within the growth window for this type of early intervention, take our quick 90-second self-assessment to find out if postural orthodontics may still be an option, or whether traditional orthodontics is likely the better path forward. Link below. Brushing the dinosaur. Is it a dragon? For Ardsley Family Dental.
Still editing this, but this is partly the inspiration for our challenge, which I'll get into right now. So it's a 30-day GOPex growth challenge. When I first came across the GOPex book or ebook, I'm sure a lot of you have gone through this. It's just a light 30, 40 page book that was sold on Amazon. Dr. Sandra Khan published as co-author. Um, it's kind of out of print, unfortunately, at the moment. So we've got the rights to just give it away for free. So for whatever reason you don't have a copy, uh, we'll show you how you can get a free e-copy version of this. So it's one thing to kind of scan through the ebook and, oh, okay, these exercises look relatively simple. There's a lot of exercises out there from various myofunctional groups and so on and so forth. And it's easy to kind of gloss over them. But as Candace and others have found out that, compliance is an issue, right? So how this is why we've created this challenge. It's a challenge for a reason. It's not that easy in today's modern life to spend that 10, 15 minutes every day going through these exercises, also making sure the kids are cleaning their appliances, and so on and so forth. And we're every night activating them, turning them, half turn, 45 degrees, et cetera, et cetera. So we put together this 30-day challenge. Traditionally, we would have a 2-day program. And, the last 2-day program we had was in New York, New Jersey area at the Hilton. And we took the best content, roughly, you could, 6, 7 hours. I think it was about 4 hours from that event. We've got some new content that we've included. But in total, we put together a 7-hour bit of training. It's on demand. Plus, we have weekly live Q&A, like such as this every night, every week, where you can ask questions. But 6, 7 hours of on-demand training, online training. Some of it was the best from the in-person event where people paid like 2,000 a seat, restructured into a 30-day challenge, right? So we have very specific curriculum. Now you can go through this at your own pace during the 30 days, rather than sitting in front of a Zoom for 2 days straight or, flying somewhere. You can get a good overview of of posture orthodontics through these 7 hours of content spread out over 30 days. And it's a challenge because number one, uh, we know completion rates for online training is not 100%. We've all been guilty of enrolling in some course or some book where we never get through it all. Right. So there is 7 hours of PACE AGD CE. It's accredited. There's a quiz. And if you want your CE, then you got to complete it within the 30 days. Right? That's one part of the challenge. And you're going to attend at least one live Q&A. Secondly, probably most importantly, is the fact that we have a structured daily program to encourage you to complete the challenge, right? So, which includes the 10, 15 minutes of exercises. And we've boiled the 30, 40 pages into a one-pager here, as you can see, right? Just follow it as one pager, take a picture of it, rather than trying to figure out what should I do first. We've broken it down into a simple one-pager, right? That's the whole idea. And I'm going through this with my boys, and hopefully we can inspire others to do so for their own children or their patients, right? A lot of parent dentists will be joining this program to see what it's like firsthand, right? So it's a combination of going through some curriculum. We have a specific curriculum from the trophic premise, all the GOPex exercises, step by step, and then evidence from Stanford breakthrough, interesting good research that's come out recently about removable appliances on newborns, to Simon's Texas A&M research, case presentation, to the appliances themselves, right? What, exactly where to order the same appliances that Simon orders from, right? The lab communication, what exact setup equipment you need, right? Everything that we've covered in our full 2-day program is in there as well, right? So it's, as I mentioned, PACE AGD, and the program, like traditionally, we would have like a 2-day, $2,000 event, or if it's online, it would be like $800. So for the 7 hours of PACE for this challenge is $397. But we have a special where it comes all the way down to 97, right? We have this pre-launch special. I'll tell you how to go about getting the 75% off. So this is the lowest ever. It's like a pre-launch. We're just going to test out this crazy price. So people from all around the world can participate in this challenge. Get 7 hours of PACE CE for $97. If you're an allied health professional, regular pricing will be 147, but during this special pre-launch before the event is launched, which is August 3rd, by the way, 2 weeks away, roughly 10, 11 days away. Or it will be our first 30-day launch. And allied health professionals like hygienists, biofunctional therapists, other, members of your team can join at not 147, but it'll be what's the pricing during this pre-launch? $47. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. And that includes 5 hours of PACE AGDCE. So, if you've got team members that haven't had a chance to go through a 2-day program, this is the next best thing for $47, right? And if you're a parent listening in, and because whenever we do our marketing, there's inevitably parents who opt in for the free ebook or whatever. We want to make it a no-brainer, instead of paying the regular price of 47, but just $7. And this is also a great way to invite your patients who are considering this treatment to actually go through this 30-day challenge. Because if this will be a very good litmus test, good indicator of whether they're suitable for this protocol, right? So we've cut it down to just 2-3 hours of training. There's an e-certificate of completion if they, do their 10 minutes a day, whole 1 year access and so on and so forth, worksheets for parents, et cetera, right? So this is the very special program, offer that we have during this pre-launch. How to get access to it? Well, this is the link. You can get the first hour of training for free. Here you go. We just put the link here. It's the first time we're talked about it. I think emailed a few people about this. But here's the link to challenge. So yeah, there you go. posturalorthodontics.com/growth-protocol. So here you can get the 60-minute masterclass. That's separate from the 7 hours. This is like an introduction. You can get the ebook. You can join our weekly live Q&A. Just are you a dentist? Is it mainly for your patients? Is it for your own children? Are you an allied health professional? You can see here it's 5 hours. And as soon as you opt in, you'll be taken to this page here where you get 75% off, right? Or up to 85% if it's a parent track, right? There's no CE for that track, obviously. And then you don't need to type in any coupon. You just, check out, and that's the special that we have. All right. So hopefully this way it's an opportunity to, give yourself your own challenge to go through this protocol and to share what are the challenges. And that's the whole point. We have a community, an online community that we've just launched. Not too many members at the moment. But here, you can see here there's other members and there's a classroom. The classroom is where we house all the training, from the free training. The master class is broken into 4 parts. And then, if you're a dentist here, you can see here, once you enroll in the challenge, we'll unlock all the different videos for week 1. And it's, as I said, on demand. You can go through them in a weekend, right? You don't have to wait till the full 30 days is up. But, if you pace yourself 1 or 2 hours a week, you'll get through it. But there's also actually, we've edited for the first time 50 minutes of some selection of case supervision. So some of these are mentoring students who have been part of our mentoring program for 6 months to even a few years, and you can see some excerpts from these live recorded mentoring calls that happen every couple of weeks. So that's all part of, and there's a quiz here. And for some of you who want to upgrade, there's also a special case review where you can actually submit a particular case for Simon to review. And then as soon as you enroll in the challenge, you can see the special that we have there as well. I think for $100 extra, you can get Simon to take a look at one of your cases. All right, so that's kind of the new launch thing. You might be seeing we're actually running some ads now. You might see some of these videos. But this is a great way to have a bit of a refresher if you've done our 2-day program in the past. Go and this is the focus really is on the GOPex exercises. I'm going to be sharing my challenges of getting my kids to go through these exercises. We'll be hearing from Simon to give us extra tips on compliance. Right? How do we encourage the kids to go through these exercises properly? What are the nuances, and so on and so forth. Right? So the focus here is more on the really how to prevent the relapse is my understanding, right? The expansion, happens pretty cool. These appliances are amazing. You turn these little widgets and they do their job, right? But if we don't do our jobs as parents, then we're not correcting the root issue. Um, then it can unravel, as they say. Simon, any comments about this? Words of
No,
encouragement?
it's good.
Perfect. So, any questions from anyone before we wrap up? And hopefully, you guys will participate and join in the fun of this challenge. And hopefully we'll have some transformations and breakthroughs over the 30 days. All righty. Any questions about this new program before we wrap up? Yeah, so once again, this is an opportunity to share it with family and friends. It doesn't have to be for dental professionals. As I said, the $7 is a bit of a, we didn't want to make it completely free because people don't value free things often and they just don't bother. But if they can at least commit to a cup of coffee and hopefully they'll treat it with some seriousness and get a little bit of education as well as putting into practice this 10, 15 minutes of exercises Simon's put together over the last few decades that has worked. So, hi, Christine, welcome. You've just joined. We were just talking about our 30-day GOPex challenge. Just wanted to think there's some allied health professional, my functional therapist here who just joined. So welcome, welcome. Once again, our 30-day GOPex challenge is launching in about a couple of weeks, 11 days, August 3rd. 30-day GOPex growth challenge. We have different tiers, for dentists, 7 hours of training as well as, daily exercises with the GOPex challenges. Allied health professionals and even parents can join in. But we have a really good special where it's literally 70, 80% off, right? So for allied health professionals, it's not $150. It's just $47 for 5 hours of training, PACE CE, and dentists get 75% off during this pre-launch. 7 hours of CE for just $97, and parents just $7, right? You can encourage family and friends and spread the word to have them experience this very simple but profound exercise we call GOPex. There's 2-3 hours of training for parents, certificate of completion if they do their daily exercises, and it's a great way to spread the word, right? And hopefully then guide them to more, whether you're helping them as a coach, as an allied health professional. It's a good way to get people to learn about the importance of oral posture. All right. So once again, if you'd like to just get the 1 hour free preview, you go to this page here and then opt in. And as soon as you opt in, you can see the special 70, 80% discount and take advantage of that before we launch officially August 3rd, I think is the date. So 30-day challenge to complete the 5 to 7 hours if you're a dental professional to get your CE. You have 1 year's full access to the training theoretically, so you can go through it at your own pace. But if you do want the CE, get it done within the 30 days, more than enough time. But more importantly, and probably more value, is to do these 10 to 15 minutes of exercises with your own kids, with someone, to see for yourself that it's a beginning of a journey to correct something that has been very detrimental to that child, so open mouth, long posture, and so on and so forth. All right, any quick questions? Otherwise, we're going to wrap up. I think that's pretty clear. So yeah, so spread the word and hopefully we'll see you on the challenge. Any other final thoughts or questions? Now, this will be our first challenge. We'll probably do it again later this year, and we're going to refine things. I think ultimately that's what we want. We want something that more people can join in and get educated and put into practice, and get the support of this community. There is an online community that you'll be joining inside this cool platform called School, SKOOL.com. I don't know if you've heard this, first time we're using it. It's a new cool platform that allows us to not only share content, as you can see. um, we've created this GOPex growth community. So as soon as you enroll in the free preview, you get to join, and there's a place to interact here. We're live right now, as you can see. The classroom is where you will have access to your curriculum. Step 1, 2, 3, 4 is the free 60-minute GOPex, the growth protocol, and then 30-day challenge, the huge discount. We've got obviously a pathway for dentists and a pathway for allied health professionals. And my two boys, as I mentioned, if you joined a little bit late, Kai and Lee, the Wong boys, 6 and 8, are going through this real time, and we're documenting the process. So every month we'll have a new video of their journey through this called the 18-month protocol of expansion and doing the GOPex exercises. Alrighty, so hopefully you can join our challenge starting in about 12 days and be part of this movement. All right. All right, thanks, Simon. We'll wrap it up here. We'll catch you guys same time, same place next week. If you have any questions, send us an email at info@posturalorthodontics.com. All right, guys, thanks so much. Take care. See you next time.